Good afternoon, Papa.
Welcome, sir.
So, when you talked about power as a tool for service, I pondered on it and I came to paint a scenario. There are instances where, for instance, starting off, maybe like a young couple, starting off, the man doesn't have either maybe financial power, political power, influence, stuff like that. But on the long run, he attains such power. And maybe the wife now sees it as a negative achievement, like he now has this power. He can just discard me. He can get whatever he wants. So how do you balance such a situation? For instance, like you have the power and she takes it as a negative achievement.
Now what he is saying is that there are women, please, everybody listen, this is very, very powerful. There are people, not just women, including men, who are comfortable being your partner when you are small. They literally find it insecure to be with you when you are becoming big. Now, there are a few reasons why that happens. Is that okay? Number one, the man who is becoming powerful might be the immediate reason. It might just be that the man is beginning to relate with her in a way that has changed. Now she can't approach him anymore, shut up, and then maybe it's even showing her, I'm a very successful person now. So the man can be the remote reason. When a man begins to attain success and the man begins to rub it, or the woman begins to rub it on her partner's face, it begins to make a good thing to become a bad thing to the partner. Do you understand that now? It has a way of waking up the bad side of your partner. So number one, the man may be the major causative reason for the woman's misbehavior. Meaning her attitude towards him might be changing because of his attitude towards her. For instance, now, the man that normally spends time with her no longer has time for her. I am very clear, and I want to make this abundantly clear. Success will place greater demands on you other than the way it was before you became successful. Meaning, success demands much more. Does anybody understand what I'm saying here? For instance, now I've left home this morning now to be with you people. Before I became a pastor at this level, I would be at home this morning spending time with my family. But it's not just the fact that, there is a demand. The issue now is making my wife to feel that I don't have her time anymore. I have heard a woman come to my office here. She said, I think the greatest mistake I ever made in my life was to pray that God will promote my husband. And she said, as I'm talking to you now, I am praying that God will disgrace him from office. And I have to talk to her. I understand she was talking from pain. And I made her to understand that if your husband is disgraced from office, you will be the wife of the disgraced man. It will also follow you. Your children will also have it. Anywhere they go to, someone is going to figure out that their father was disgraced, and they will have to explain that. So I told her withdraw that prayer. So number one, the man can be the reason why the wife becomes insecure in a season of greatness. Number two, it might just be that the woman actually has her own personal insecurities. For instance, a woman who is actually dealing with low self-esteem, low self-image, poor self-image. Such a woman, when her husband begins to become popular, for instance, here am I today, I was in some of your classes, am I correct? I've had to shake hands with some of you, I've had to hug some of you. Pastor Mary has to be a comfortable woman to let me do all of that. Pastor Mary is not moved one bit by me interacting with all of you. I've done this now for about 22 years. God has helped me to raise girls in this church who are now mothers of children who are now graduating from the university. They all came in here as paupers. And in 22 years of raising these girls into womanhood, we've never had one story of a lady saying the pastor of this church or the pastors in this church handled me in an indecent way. Are you getting that now? And God has always blessed us with beautiful girls, highly educated girls and all of. As they come, our job is to mentor them into the next season of their lives. So here's the game. I don't give Pastor Mary a reason to become insecure. Are you getting that now? My relationship with any lady in this church does not make Pastor Mary to be uncomfortable. Number two, Pastor Mary is not insecure in herself. Pastor Mary sees all of you as daughters. So she is not insecure in herself. She doesn't follow me around to see who hugs me. She doesn't follow me around to say, oh, I see that girl, she was talking to you yesterday, she's again talking to you today. I sure hope there's nothing going on. First, don't forget, I don't give my wife a reason to doubt my integrity. And my wife does not have a reason in herself to be unstable, unhappy, and unsettled. So it's both ways. The man can be the causative reason why the wife feels insecure. The wife can also be the one who is the generator of the insecurity based on the fact that she has low self-esteem, poor self-image, and anytime she sees people who are, let me say this, women, you know this, there is nothing you have that somebody else doesn't have, something that looks either better, bigger, or sharper than. You are tall, somebody is taller than you. You are big, somebody is bigger than you. You are fair in complexion, somebody is fairer than you. The summary about life in the world of womanhood is that there is nothing that you have that is the zenith of it all. Does that make sense now? And the person that has something bigger than you have doesn't mean that the person is better than you are. The way God has made it with women is that whereas a woman may look bigger or better than the other woman, you find out that the other woman that you say this one is bigger and better than, when that one begins to interact, you discover that she's more sociable, more relatable. Somehow God has made it so that women have strength in different places. So a woman must learn to be comfortable in her own self. So one of the reasons why women feel insecure when their husbands are actually growing into positions of greatness is due to their poor self-image. When she starts seeing successful women around the husband, women who are well-educated, more traveled, when they start coming around your husband, that begins to make you feel insecure. It amplifies your insecurity. Number two, a woman may have been exposed to a father who, when he began to succeed in life, the mother paid the price. Do you understand what I'm saying? You may have a situation whereby a woman watched her mother labor with her father, and as soon as her father began to succeed in life, the mother was the one that was thrown under the bus. And that memory will make a lady, when her husband begins to succeed, to say, God, I hope I'm not going to face the same thing. Number three, it might be the relationships that the woman is keeping. When a woman is surrounded by women who have either low self-image or women who have gone through pain in their own past as a result of men who are successful, those women will begin to talk into the head of the woman and start telling your wife, hey, this one that your husband is becoming this now, you better be very careful. That's how they start before you know. So the women around your wife can become the major influence and drivers of insecurity around that. Does that make sense, sir? So my counsel to you is to make sure, as a man, you want to make sure that you are not the immediate cause of the insecurities of your wife. And then number two, when you see your wife displaying insecurities and you are not the cause, you may want to sit down with her to be sure that it's not coming from poor self-image. And if it's coming from poor self-image, the joy a woman will have is for you to look at your wife and say, sweetheart, you know you still remain the most beautiful woman in my life. I still treasure you, and it doesn't matter who comes and goes. I want you to know you remain the queen of my heart. So assuring her, giving her assurance is very critical. So whether I am in America today or South Africa, whether I'm in Philippines or I'm in South America today, my wife is not threatened by how many white girls are around me. You understand? She's not threatened by that, because she knows that in a distant land she still rules my heart. Does that make sense, sir? So it's about you assuring her. And then if as a woman it is your friends who are pumping this into your head, then you need to know that your husband can't cure that. You have to deal with the kind of friends you are associating with. Here's my advice. Look for women whose husbands are doing well and their marriages are doing well. Be around such people. You have positive influence. The other side of it is, if as a woman, your husband, your father, your mother had that challenge, you want to make sure you tell your husband, my mother had this challenge. I hope it's not going to happen to me. And as a man, don't tell her, well, I'm not your father. No. You just call her and let her know that, sweetheart, look, it's not going to be so with us. Does that make sense, sir? Thank you so much.